Good morning. On this first alert weather day on this Wednesday, we're talking about a lot of things affecting us here in our weather. And we had the storms this morning. Those have moved on. So now our focus is on what's going to be impacting everyone today. And that's the heat. And it's going to be by this afternoon downright dangerous with conditions that are going to be hot and muggy. And that combination can lead to some tough conditions on our health. It gets very hard to cool down at those numbers. We're also talking about some fog. This is our view in southeastern North Dakota. You can see the intersection here at Foreman along Highway 11, but then there's just this little thin layer of ground fog there, reducing our visibility somewhat. In some places, it's more dense than others. There are places where we've got visibility at 0. That's especially the case in northeastern North Dakota. Cavalier, Langdon, Cando, and Devils Lake. All of the airports at those locations reporting visibility near or at 0. Grafton's at a quarter-mile visibility, and we're at a half-mile in Cooperstown. So this is an area really struggling with visibility. And then in the southern end of the valley, same thing in North Dakota. We're seeing some low visibility. At Oaks, we're at 0 as well. Minnesota, visibility reports are coming in just fine. So the fog is more into eastern North Dakota right now. Our temperatures, well, we're looking at numbers that are very warm already this morning. Fargo's at 72. We're looking at 70 in Detroit Lakes and Fergus Falls. And so we're going to watch these numbers climb rather quickly now that the sun is up. They're going to soar, and so will our dew points. And again, a reminder, dew point temperature gives us an idea of how much moisture in the air, how muggy it's going to be out there, because it literally is the temperature at which the dew forms. So that if it's a higher temperature, it doesn't take much, and that tells us that we've got some good moisture in the air. And certainly there today with temperatures that are in the 60s for our dew point, even 70 in Fergus Falls. That's when it really just starts to get really steamy out there. So again, that's going to be a factor for us today. Radar satellite map, the storms are moving on. They've been doing so rather quickly here this morning. We're getting a break from that at least, but it's going to be sunny, not just hot, but sunny. So make sure you're wearing that sunblock while you're out and staying hydrated, of course, today too. By noon, temperatures are going to be well into the 80s and then even approaching 90 degrees at that point. By the time we get into the afternoon, here's a look at our temperatures. Most of us checking in the 90s. And then there may be one or two places, Fargo may be one of them, that our air temperature reaches 100 degrees. But again, back to that dew point, back to that muggy factor in the air. We're talking about our heat index, what it actually feels like on our body, being at 100 for a few more places when we factor in the humidity today. So a hot one, and dangerously so, especially this afternoon and early evening. You're going to want to find ways to stay cool, especially during that time. Now, heading into tonight, we have a possibility for some thunderstorms. It may hold off until the overnight hours, and some of these could be strong to severe. So this is something we're going to be tracking here once again overnight and into tomorrow morning, potentially waking you up once again in parts of the valley. We do have a severe storm risk, level 1 marginal risk in green there, with hail and wind damage being a concern for us. Here's a look at our 7-day planner. Again, today is the hottest day, but tomorrow will still be toasty. We're talking about some 90s possible, but we'll be starting that drop, that slow slide from the intense heat we'll have today. By Friday, we're into the 80s, and the weekend might actually feel cool in the mid 80s compared to today, with 80s continuing on next week and to start August, if you can believe it.
I'm glad that we didn't have anything severe here in the metro and that we got some rain so I don't have to go outside and water my plants today.
There you go. But you might still want to, even if you got a little bit of rain, that heat, it really zaps the moisture from our plants at a much faster rate. So you may still need to get out there and do it just to be safe, sorry to say.
And then just walk through the sprinkler
yourself. There you go. That way you can cool down a little bit too.
Okay, I like that. Keeping us and our plants healthy. All right, Lisa, thank you.